Hello, my name is Bernadette, and I'm the contortion and acrobatic coach at the Circus Arts Conservatory. Today in our program, we're going to discuss splits and how to get those splits. Splits are very important if you're in the performing arts, especially in the circus. They help your skills look better, and it also helps you to develop into more difficult tricks and skills for your performance. Today I'm going to go over the proper alignment of a split. I'll show you 2 stretches that you could do to enhance your ability to get down in those splits, and I'll offer you a program which you can do on the course while you're home to get your splits. The equipment you need is just the floor. Okay, now I'd like to invite my friend Ricky over. She's going to help us out, and what I'm going to do is give you an idea of what it means to have your shoulders and hips squared when you're doing the split. What that means is that your shoulders are on top of your hips in straight alignment. So to help you to see that and get a better idea, I'm going to put these dots, 2 on her shoulders and 2 on her hips. And so if you see the dots, it would make a nice square. So what we're going to do next, I'm going to show you a stretch to do that will help your hip flexor to become more flexible. So I'm going to have you go down on your left knee, and you're going to put your 2 hands on your thigh. We're going to make sure that we're nice and square, that those dots line up. Now I'm going to have you lean forward and really extend that back leg. If you want to take this stretch up a little notch, release the right arm up by your head and then tilt gently to the right side. How's that feel?
I feel it.
Yeah. Okay. So release that stretch. And now we're going to turn sideways for the next stretch, which is for your hamstring. So you're going to take your right leg out, nice and wide. You're going to lean forward, hands are flat on the ground. And you want to try to press your chest into the upper part of your thigh and try to maintain that squared position. And we're going to hold this about 30 seconds or so. Okay, now come on up. Next, we'll get right into the splits. So, we have the alignment. We want to check to see Ricky's dots are squared. She also has her knee, ankle, and her toes lined up, all in a straight line from toe, hip to shoulder. When you're doing a right split, to help you get into that squared position, you want to just rotate that right shoulder back just a little bit. Okay, Ricky, may I have you do a split to the side?
Sure.
So we could see the alignment of your leg. So Ricky has great alignment of her upper body and her front leg, but we're going to straighten out the back leg just a little bit. Sometimes in learning a split, I'm going to bend your knee. People bend their knee inward, and it gives it a bowed look. That's not what we want. So you want your knee directly pointing down to the floor, and your toe is pointed, and again your toe, knee, hip, and shoulder are all in alignment. Looks great, Ricky.
Thanks.
Okay. So to sum everything up here, the 3 things to remember in getting your splits. First one is your alignment. Shoulders and hips are squared. The second is your 2 stretches. You want to stretch your hip flexor, and you want to be sure you're stretching your hamstring, both in a squared position. And then the third, once you're in the split, you want to be able to hold that for about 30 to 60 seconds. Repeat on the other leg. Okay, good luck getting your splits. I hope you practice every day. And please stay tuned for future videos where I'll be teaching back bends and handstands. Now, as a coach, common mistakes I see students make are going to be the following, and I'll show you how to correct them. So Ricky's going to pretend like she doesn't have her full split, and I'm going to show you 2 views of what you need to correct. A lot of times in my coaching, I'll say, hey, let's do the splits, and this is what I see. So you want to be sure that you're not fully over on one side. You still want to maintain that squared position. So you want to put your hands flat and shoulders square still. Okay, now you can see the front knee is bent. We want to be stretching that leg in a straightened position. So let me show you this incorrect split from the side so you can see what corrections you will need to make. Again, a common position when learning splits. She's twisted, so you want to have, again, your squared shoulders as best you can, but more importantly, in this view, is you can see the back leg is bent and it's almost bowed. So you want to be sure that you lift up higher, place that knee flat on the ground, and that the ankle, knee, and hip are in line. But even still, when you don't have enough flexibility, your mechanics can go out of line. So what you can do for this is, okay, Ricky, I'm going to have you face forward. You can either use 2 mats if you have them at home, because then eventually you can change the height of what you use them with, or you can use 2 chairs or stools or even yoga blocks. So Ricky, I'm going to have you go into your almost split. Okay. So then what you want to do, instead of holding onto the floor, you're going to put your weight through your hands and support yourself. This way you can become upright. You maintain that forward squared position of the shoulders and the hips, and you're able to extend that leg. In this position, you can hold again 30 to 60 seconds, and you can repeat that 3 or 4 times a day. Okay, very good. So now we covered the splits, what to do, what not to do, the alignment, what stretches. Next, we're going to move on to straddles. Now for straddles, some people call it middle splits or other names, but I usually go by straddles. So I'll show you a stretch first. You're basically going to start with your feet apart and your toes turned out a little bit. Okay, you're going to put your hands flat on the ground, okay, and your back flat. Turn your feet just a little bit more out to the side, and you're going to lean into your right leg. Now the stretched leg, you want the knee forward and of course your toe pointed. You're going to hold, go as low as you can. Hold, come up, walk over just a little bit. Make sure the alignment of your knee is forward and that toe is nice and pointed. So here we're stretching your adductors, which is important in getting your straddle. From here, you can come up to center, keeping that alignment, knees straight, toes pointed, and you're going to go down as far as you can. Again, keeping that shoulder hip alignment, that squaring of, and you're going to go down as far as you can, and that's where you hold it. Now, as you can see, Ricky has her whole split, and I don't. So I'm going to join the challenge in getting a straddle for the next time we see each other. So now I'm going to go over some common mistakes I see students doing when they're trying to learn their straddle. So I'm going to have Ricky demonstrate what I commonly see while I'm coaching. Sometimes when you have them, it's hard to get into the wrong position. So sometimes what I see are students getting on their forearms, their heads buried, their knees aren't in the proper alignment, and they're bent, and of course, my favorite, the toes aren't pointing. So what you want to correct with this is, again, lift that head up. Be sure you're in your squared position. Okay. You want to lift your body weight up, and you want to come off of your rear end and come more forward, so you're stretching your adductors. Lift up high enough that your knee can be straight, and you want to stretch in that position, and of course, point those beautiful feet. Very good, Rick. Thanks. So keep practicing those splits and straddles. Watch for our next videos on handstands and back bends. Meanwhile, keep calm and circus on. I'm Coach Bernadette, and you're watching CAC Connects.